And then the final step is using your imagination. If you use your imagination, the quality of the sound changes. I had an absolutely magical experience yesterday with a charming young boy who was playing Wild Rider. And he played it for me perfectly to start with. He sat down. It was note perfect. He just did a great job on that, and I told him it was perfect, and it was. And then I asked him if he'd ever seen the movie The Black Stallion. And he allowed us how he hadn't. So we had a little discussion about The Black Stallion, which is one of my favorite movies in the whole world once you get past that first terrible scene of the horse on the ship. You know, once we get to the island, I'm fine. And here is this magnificent Arabian horse with that beautiful dishy face and that wonderful tail that goes up as Arabian stallions' tails do. And here Coppola has this scene of this horse galloping along this deserted desert island of the white beach, and it's so beautiful. So I said, you know, there's a little boy, and eventually the little boy gets to ride the horse. When you play this piece, don't imagine, my suggestion is that you don't imagine you're the little boy riding the horse. Be the horse. Imagine that you're the horse running along, and when the accents come, that's when the horse is gathering himself to do a jump. So I know you haven't seen that. Now here's a magical word for all of you. I know you've never done it before. Pretend you know how to do this. And he sat down and he played this. Now, you're thinking, oh, well, she can do that. She's practiced that a lot, and she knows how to play it like that. I really am not exaggerating. It was, you were there. Will you vouch for me?
Yes, it made a difference.
It was an enormous difference. And it's how you think about the music before you start. So here's my last strategy that I'll share with you in the terms of a musical interpretation. When I want to have an idea of what's going on in that music, if I'm not told by the composer that he's writing about a wild rider, you know, or a horse or whatever, or it's not butterfly, or it's not something like that that tells me what it is, I have to have some way of finding out what this music is really talking about. Now, we get lots of cues from the tempo indications, you know, the texture of the music, how it's constructed, and so on. So we can get a lot from that. But if I'm finding that it's not coming to me exactly, I sit in a chair and I pretend I'm in a movie. And I hear that music coming as if it's the background music to a fabulous movie. And I imagine hearing that music as if it is being played in the most wonderful way imaginable. This is the best that this music could possibly sound. How does that sound, and what is the story of the movie? And I always get something valuable from that. And it doesn't matter what it is, and nobody needs to know what it is, although it almost always involves the phrase, I love you. That's the one that works all the time, every time. How I love you. And the minute you put words to it, the phrasing becomes exactly what it needs to be. Because if it scans as though we were speaking English, the length of the note changes, and the long ones get the emphasis they need, and the short ones are let free. It's a magical trick. So whenever you have a phrase of music and you're not sure what you should be doing with that, try saying some words that make some kind of emotional sense in terms of that music with it.